Guys, we are at Gleason Park, one of our local parks. It's just about a mile from where we live, and I wanted to take today to tell you about a few videos we have coming up in regards to a race that I'm going to do at the end of the month. Look at this cool sculpture, these three frogs here. So typically I've done a few training videos in the past before, tried to make this one not as boring. So this is a half marathon we're going to be doing in Tampa Bay, Florida, the last Sunday of the month of February. And so I want you to be prepared for 14 different vlogs for the last 2 weeks of training. And I'm going to do something a little bit different than what we've done before in regards to showing you the training schedule, nutrition schedule, equipment, shoes, and all of the accessories that we're going to use for this race. So I know in the previous videos I've just simply taken you through mileage on a weekly basis and kind of showed you how many calories that I was looking at eating and calories that I was looking at burning, and I wanted to do this one a little bit different. So instead of showing you mileage, what I'm going to do is to take these last 2 weeks and really tighten the belt along the lines of nutrition to make protein the #1 nutrient, but also to take you through, instead of doing a mileage and a set time for a per mile average, I actually want to do it in regards to minutes. And so we're going to do more steady state, but longer periods of time on the treadmill. Look at this. This is just such a gorgeous day out. They've got the water going with the fountains here in the lake. Might see a gator. I'm not actually sure. So yeah, we're going to take a Monday, Wednesday, Friday schedule to showcase what we're doing in the morning when we get up as far as our runs, and we're going to do it in regards, like I said, to minutes. So a Monday and a Friday schedule are going to be our longer runs. We're going to put in a minimum of 2 hours at a steady state. And Wednesdays we are going to take and do a shorter run of at least 1 hour. And the goal for me is to actually get up to running 4 hours of steady state on Mondays and Fridays and 3 hours on Wednesday. And again, not doing any speed work, but doing a lot of just steady state at the same mile per hour, and then getting a total calorie burn at the end of those long runs. And in the interim, on Tuesdays and Thursdays and Saturdays, we're going to continue with our high-intensity interval training. However, what we're going to do is shake that up a little bit and add in some sprint work and some rowing and full-body, lower-weight workouts, but a higher rep, because the last thing I want to do for the last 2 weeks of this race is to actually gain any more muscle. I'm going to try to drop some weight. I'm going to try to drop some water weight on the fat cellular level while attempting to maintain the water weight in the muscle tissue. And we'll go through that this week, but I want you to understand we had a Monday, Wednesday, Friday upload schedule, and I told Julie, you know what I want to do? I really want to take a look at this and see what we can change in the last 2 weeks before the race, and look at whether or not doing longer total hours at the end of a full week will pay off more than doing a set number of miles per day at a specific speed and put in muscle workouts, training workouts in the interim. So now you're used to, in my previous training videos, seeing me train something 7 days a week. And so for Sundays, in regards to the last 2 weeks of training, we're going to do a little mixture of both. So some days it might be simply yoga and body weight training. It may be a short sprint workout with a little bit of weights involved. And on other days, it might simply be an arc trainer or just an elliptical machine for an hour. But that's the goal, is to do a Sunday, very small, more about mechanical workout, body movement, that's only 60 minutes. And so when you look at it for an overall 7-day training period, we're talking about trying to run for at least 11 total hours a week. I would like to tell you 12, but I'm not sure if that's going to be the case. We're going to also put in a minimum of 90 minutes on those Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday weight workouts, and then 60 minutes, like I said, on Sunday. Look at this gorgeous old tree here. I have a lot of beautiful trees in this park. All these palm trees. And so I guess the next question is there a time goal or something that I'm specifically shooting for? And the answer is really no. I know that I have done this many years ago when I first started racing competitively, and it worked very well for me. Now that's probably been close to 20 years ago, but this time, you know, we just come off of a birthday, turning 44 years old. I want to see if 2 weeks of doing the old way if you will, is going to allow for, I guess, more speed or a faster expected time than what I originally am hoping for. Florida has not been the greatest state to race in since we've moved here because of the heat and the humidity. So I'm hoping that performing runs this way might allow my body to adjust a little better. And again, I don't know that 2 weeks is going to be the answer for that, but what I am hoping for is that 2 weeks is going to at least lay out a plan that in the future, for the rest of 2024 and beyond, we will be able to have better overall results for races we sign up for, especially in my age group. So are we changing our nutrition? Yes. While protein is going to be the center focus, and we are going to stick to the old adage of 1 to 1.5 gram per goal body weight, I do know that I will be incorporating a grain, which it's going to be more than likely white rice. It will be very minimal. It will depend on what day it is and how long that we have ran. But we're also going to stay as strict carnivore as possible on those days as far as the rest of our nutrition, and strictly carnivore on the days that we are doing only the high intensity interval training. On Sundays, we are going to also try to stay as strictly carnivore as possible. I think the only other thing to say about the carbohydrate source is that if it's not going to be white rice, it might be fruit. That's going to probably be the only two sources, unless the night before the race I have a sweet potato. And we'll go up to race day and talk about race day prep, but this is just specific to the 2 weeks that we have remaining before the race. Okay, so the next question is, do we have new shoes? Yes. Do we have new apparel? Yes. Why? Again, it's one of those things that I was always a Brooks devotee, and I got moved away from Brooks several years ago because they didn't have a fast enough shoe for me, and now they have updated their line, and so we will be talking about that. But yes, we are switching shoes, and we will have a different race day shoe as well. And so why apparel? Again, apparel is one of those things that I'm extremely picky about, and I have found over the last probably 6 months a few companies, depending upon what the apparel is, that I've really enjoyed. You know, I'm a heavy sweater. We've talked about that numerous times on the channel. So picking something that will be able to go through the heft of a Florida half marathon, even though it's in February, is something that can be extremely difficult to do. But I think we are in a very nice spot now in regards to the apparel, and we'll go through all of that and tell you leading up to the race what we've chosen, why we've chosen it, what the price points are, and hopefully how we're going to get, you know, some race day success. Again, not a youngster, not a professional by any means, but being able to perform, you know, my best is still important to me. So again, the race is the GASPARILLA distance. They have a 5K, a 15K, and a half. Oh, and an 8K, oddly enough, which I've never really heard before. But the Distance Classic takes place on the 25th and 26th of February. The 8K is on the same day that the half marathon is on. And then Saturday is when they hold the 15 and the 5K. I'm not sure if Julie is going to sign up. We've talked about maybe walking the 15K the day before together. So I'm not exactly sure about that. I'll take you through that later in this vlog series. But yeah, that's about it. It's put on by Publix. I'll show you the medal. Editing Michael can put an overlay here so you can see it's all pirate themed for those of you who don't know about GASPARILLA. But we end the weekend, or I think it was a month-long celebration on the last weekend with the half marathon. And so yeah, we're going to switch some things up. I'm going to take you through right in the morning. You're going to get up with me 5:15, and then we'll go through the training with that. Let me show you this. There are an inordinate amount of gopher tortoises in this park, truly. So we're headed to Tampa Bay in a few weeks. We hope that you come along with us. I hope you come along with me. Give me any suggestions, tips, tricks that you have. I'll share what I have that may or may not work for you, or me for that matter. But yeah, I hope you come along and join us for these 14 days of vlogs leading up to race day and including GASPARILLA. Have a great day, guys. See you again tomorrow morning.